Chapter 1. A family shattered. The snow crunched beneath Tanjiro Kamado's feet as he trudged up the mountain path. The weight of the charcoal basket on his back was familiar, almost comforting. He paused for a moment, his breath forming small clouds in the crisp winter air, and gazed at the setting sun, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Tanjiro inhaled deeply, his unusually keen sense of smell, picking up the scents of the forest around him, pine, snow, and a hint of something he couldn't quite place. Change, perhaps? He shook his head, dismissing the thought. At 13, he was the eldest son of the Kamado family, and he had responsibilities to focus on. As he neared his family's modest home, a smile spread across his face. The scent of his mother's cooking wafted through the air, mingling with the comforting smell of the hearth fire. Home, safety, family, I'm back. Tanjiro called out as he entered, shaking the snow from his clothes. Tanjiro. His siblings' voices chorused as they rushed to greet him. Nezuko, his closest sister in age, helped him with his basket while the younger ones, Takeo, Hanako, Shigeru, and little Rokita, clamored for his attention. Welcome home, my son, his mother, Kai, said warmly. Her kind eyes crinkled with affection as she watched her children. Tanjiro reached into his pocket, producing a handful of colorful candy. Look what I got in the village, he said, grinning as his siblings' eyes widened with delight. Candy, Takeo exclaimed, reaching for a piece. Kai chuckled softly. You spoil them, Tanjiro. He shrugged, his smile never fading. It's my job as the oldest, isn't it? As the family gathered around the fire for dinner, Tanjiro felt a sense of contentment wash over him. This was his world, simple, warm, and full of love. If only he had known then how fleeting such moments could be. The next morning dawned gray and foreboding. Tanjiro prepared for another trip to the village, his basket loaded with fresh charcoal. Nezuko helped him pack, her brow furrowed with concern. Be careful, brother, she said, glancing at the ominous sky. The weather looks bad. Tanjiro ruffled her hair affectionately. I will take care of everyone while I'm gone, okay? With a final wave to his family, Tanjiro set off down the mountain. The air felt heavy, charged with an energy he couldn't explain. As he entered the village, he noticed the usually bustling streets were eerily quiet. Sorry, Tanjiro, one of his regular customers said, avoiding eye contact. We're all staying in tonight. There've been rumors. Rumors? Tanjiro asked, a knot forming in his stomach. Of what? The villager leaned in close, his voice barely above a whisper. Demons, in the mountains. Tanjiro's blood ran cold. Demons were the stuff of legends, of cautionary tales told to frighten children. But the fear in the villager's eyes was all too real. Without a second thought, Tanjiro turned and ran, abandoning his unsold charcoal. His heart pounded in his chest. As he raced up the mountain path, faster than he'd ever moved before, the wind carried a scent that made his stomach churn. The metallic tang of blood. No, please, no, he gasped, pushing himself harder. As he crested the final hill, his worst fears were realized. The door to his family's home hung off its hinges, splintered and broken. The overwhelming stench of blood assaulted his senses. Mother! Nezuko! Takeo! Tanjiro called out desperately as he burst through the doorway. The scene that greeted him would be forever seared into his memory. Blood, so much blood, it stained the floors, the walls, and the still forms of his family members. Tanjiro moved from one to another, checking for any signs of life, his vision blurred by tears. This can't be happening, he sobbed, cradling his mother's lifeless body. This can't be real. A faint sound caught his attention. Hope surged through him as he turned to see Nezuko, her chest rising and falling weakly. Nezuko. Hold on, I'll get help. But as he moved towards her, something changed. Nezuko's body began to convulse, her nails lengthening into claws, her teeth sharpening to points. Tanjiro stumbled back, confusion and fear warring within him. Nezuko? What's happening to you? With inhuman speed, Nezuko lunged at him. Tanjiro barely managed to dodge, tumbling out of the house and into the snow. His sister, or what used to be his sister, followed, her eyes, now a demonic red, filled with an unnatural hunger. Nezuko, please. Tanjiro pleaded, narrowly avoiding another swipe of her claws. It's me, your brother. Fight it. As Nezuko prepared for another attack, a blur of motion interposed itself between them. A man dressed in a black uniform with a striking houri stood facing Nezuko, a sword gleaming in his hand. Step aside, boy, the stranger said, his voice cold and authoritative. That's not your sister anymore, it's a demon. No, Tanjiro cried out, throwing himself between the man and Nezuko. She's still in there. I know it. The swordsman's eyes narrowed. You'd protect a demon? Even at the cost of your own life? Tanjiro met his gaze unflinchingly. She's my sister, no matter what she's become. To both their surprise, Nezuko seemed to respond to Tanjiro's words. She stopped her attack, confusion evident in her demonic features. Impossible, the swordsman muttered. She's resisting the demon's bloodlust? Seizing the moment, Tanjiro turned to Nezuko, his voice soft but urgent. That's right, Nezuko. Remember who you are. Remember our family. Tears formed in Nezuko's red eyes, a whimper escaping her transformed mouth. She collapsed to her knees, the fight leaving her body. The swordsman sheathed his blade, his expression thoughtful. I've never seen anything like this. He paused, studying Tanjiro intently. Boy, what's your name? Tanjiro. Tanjiro Kamado. Tanjiro Kamado, the man repeated. You've shown extraordinary courage and love, but the path ahead of you is fraught with danger. Hope flickered in Tanjiro's heart. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes to save Nezuko. The swordsman nodded. Then listen carefully. There might be a way to turn her human again, but it won't be easy. Tell me, Tanjiro insisted. I'll do anything. Seek out Urokodaki Sakonji on Mount Sagiri. He's a former demon slayer. If anyone can help you, it's him. Demon slayer? Tanjiro echoed. Is that what you are? Yes. We hunt demons to protect humanity, but we also seek to understand them, to find a cure. Tanjiro looked at Nezuko, determination setting in. Then that's what I'll become. A demon slayer. It's a harsh path, the man warned, filled with pain and loss. I've already lost everything except Nezuko. Tanjiro replied, his voice thick with emotion. I won't lose her too. The swordsman seemed impressed by Tanjiro's resolve. Very well, take your sister and go to Mount Sagiri. But be warned, if she harms a human, I will find you both, and I will end it. She won't, Tanjiro vowed. I swear it. The man handed Tanjiro a bamboo muzzle. Use this, it will help her resist the urge to feed. Tanjiro took it, gently securing it on Nezuko's now sleeping form. I'm sorry, Nezuko, he whispered. It's just for now, until we find a cure. As the swordsman prepared to leave, he fixed Tanjiro with a penetrating gaze. Remember, Tanjiro Kamado, the path of a demon slayer is soaked in blood and tears. Are you prepared for what lies ahead? Tanjiro looked at Nezuko, then back at the ruins of his former life. I have to be, for her, for our family. The swordsman nodded and disappeared into the night, leaving Tanjiro alone with the weight of his new purpose. Tanjiro turned to the house one last time, tears streaming down his face. I promise, everyone, I'll protect Nezuko, and I'll become strong enough to make sure this never happens to anyone else. As dawn broke, painting the snow-covered landscape in soft hues of pink and gold, Tanjiro set off down the mountain with Nezuko on his back. It was the first step on a long, perilous road, a journey of vengeance, of hope, and of love, a journey to reclaim what demons had stolen from them. Little did Tanjiro know, his determination would not only change his life and Nezuko's, but the fate of the world itself. The legacy of the Kamado family was about to be written in blood, sweat, and unbreakable bonds of sibling love. The path of the demon slayer lay before him, and Tanjiro Kamado took his first step towards destiny.